Welcome back to our interview series. This is the Reclamation and Restoration Ministries. We have a Ready for Life project that you all probably already know about. We've been promoting it. It's on our website, rrmministriesinc.org. All the information is on the screen as well as the description box below. We have a special guest today to talk about the crime, the violence, everything, our prevention and reduction efforts in the city of Baton Rouge. Mr. Brandon Boatner, how are you?
I'm fine. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Introduce yourself, what you do.
I'm Grant Boatner, a native of Louisiana, the owner of the TYK Electrical and Instrumentation, and I'm here to speak out for the community.
So, what got you interested in this particular project, the Ready for Life project? Really, RRM as an organization as a whole. What got you interested in sitting down and talking with us?
Well, today I wanted to sit down because of actually I came up in Baton Rouge, and like I said, I'm a native of Louisiana, and I understand where our kids at and the influences that they do have. And of course, I had a great career once I got myself together. And so once I got myself together, I found out that I just can't be selfish, and I started my own business because I didn't want to just tell a kid to get off the street. I wanted to at least maybe to put something else in the hand, maybe an application. Even though I can't help everyone, that what brought me here today, because I know that it's a time for us to stop talking about it and just start doing. And so that what made me be here today.
Your mic up right here.
Okay.
So, when you say you got your life together, do you mind kind of sharing what that process was for someone who may be watching and they may be in a place where they're probably feeling like this urge or this nudge to want to get their life together? What was that process for you?
The horrible truth is that I had to go through it to get through it. And so what I mean by that, the old people used to tell you, if it's hot in the kitchen, get out of it. But some of us look like we just ran to the kitchen, and so we ran to the heat. But I was happening not to get burned. I got a chance to get out the kitchen and didn't get burned, so it wouldn't affect me so much. But at the time of me changing my life, I was lost, just like a lot of people are lost. We're trying to find ourselves as young adults, find out our careers, find out our partners and different things in life. So it's a challenging thing. So when I started to I always had electrical because my family actually had a business, and I learned how to do electrical work, but I still had other things that I was influenced by. So I really went all type of directions until I kind of found my way to the trade that I liked. And that would help me understand that I don't want to be burnt in the kitchen. So I figured that if I didn't want to be in the kitchen that deep, it's got to be somewhere else. So that's how I started to change my life and started to try to go to another path.
So, how has that path been impacting your life in a more positive way? The new path that you're on right now.
Well, yeah, the path when I started to change, it was more of because I was adopted, but I knew my father like when I was 9 or 10 years old. And when I had my first child, I knew I wanted to be a father. I didn't want my daughter to grow up in a broken home, but it ended up being that way from some of the choices that I chose and the mother of my child chose, that we separate. So that was a real turning point in my life, that I didn't want my child to grow up without her mother and father. But just like a lot of us in our community, we are growing up without our parents at home. And so during that time of the separation, I was finding out that I needed to change because I wanted to be a father. And so it was hard being a weekend dad because it was just really just a hard thing for me to just deal with, because I didn't really want to break up my family. And so that what brought me more and more, because the more separation from your child and your child growing up with different people in their life, it was a struggle. But it was all the reasons for me to quit and say, well, man, just pay the child support and just leave it alone. And I just said, no, you know, it's not going to be easy. And I got to live with the decisions that I made. So I had to fight through them. And now me and my daughter, she's graduated. Actually, she graduated from college December, registered nurse, delivering babies at the same hospital she was born in. So, and we have a great relationship now. And I would tell every father or every parent that's not with their child, just because that separation is there, keep fighting. Because one of my cousins told me that one day she will reach out to you. And it took her going to college away from her mother, and we really got tighter. We got tighter. I called, and everything that my parents didn't do when I went to college, I done. Call her in the morning. You're up for class. What you studying today? When she got out, I was just more interacting with her, and don't take being a weekend parent or taking that you only see them in holidays. Still reach out. Still get with your children, because I think that was the the power pack that kept me going and kept me trying to achieve to be a better person, that she sees an example of a man.
Do you believe or do you feel like the absence of a father in the home or the presence of a happy married family or mother and father is a contributing factor to some of the violence and the crime that's going on right now?
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. I think that I had a conversation with my parents, and I told them that their generation, not to blame them, but they was the generation of when they got Mustangs and got the opportunity to go get the plant jobs and stuff like that and go work for the state, that they didn't keep up with mom and grandpa trades and they businesses that they had. And they was like, I'm not going to raise my kids like grandma and grandpa had. But it actually went away from the foundation. To me personally, I think the foundation is the key. And seeing the families, how I was there to see once my grandparents were there, and once they passed away, how the family just got weaker and weaker and apart and apart. So yes, I really strongly feel like that the absence of parents being together raising kids is a big problem of it, causing a lot of violence, causing a lot of questions. You know, a lot of kids around here trying to wonder why my mother don't want me, why my she keeps dropping me off with my grandmother, why my dad don't come see me, why. And so I know where they could be feeling that, where they could just say that, because there was a point in my life I didn't care. I didn't know if really I was just like a lot of these kids was like, I didn't care if I would die or live or die, because I felt like, you know, I was lost. So I know where they are, and that's why I'm here, is just to speak about it and let them know that they're not alone. And fathers and mothers, because a lot of these times, even though I can't say that father was always missing because of the days of slavery, and because they made us, you know, have children, and it took fathers away from their families earlier. But our women's were strong backbones, even though the man wasn't there. They still was raising these kids because they be with them more hours than the father do. Because even if they was at home, the father was working long hours and stuff like that. So the woman, I think that our women has died down on the foundation of raising their kids too. Just because we can't blame it on just being separate parents, it was still a responsibility that I think that women held a long time ago. It's just the teaching, and I'm not gonna raise you like my grandmother did. I'm not gonna raise you like my dad did. I'm gonna give you everything that I had instead of that earn. I think that the earn is definitely out the families too, and that's keeping a lot of kids where they just earning something makes you, it puts something into you.
Yeah, motivation.
It puts something into you, and they don't have that going on right now. A lot of kids really don't have that going on, to my opinion. Not the world, just my opinion.
So, as a mentor yourself, I believe you also do coaching.
Oh yes.
So how important is it to mentor the young men that you come across who may have be experiencing those type of circumstances? How important is it for you to mentor those types of young men?
Okay. I actually I actually started early because I feel like the teenagers, I mean, with the brainwashing of the music, the internet, and those type of things, that we got to try to catch them before they get. So I actually started with elementary school, and man, they are so advanced and smart, but they are so hungry for a male role model and things. And the boys that I teach, we've been making it a championship game every weekend, but they mentally break down in a championship game. And I understand because a lot of them, maybe all our players, I have to bring them to the game. Their parents not there. You know, at the championship game, these kids, their parents there, they rooting them on, and they don't really have like that support I feel that they should have because they are some great kids because they talented. And my biggest thing right now that I teach them is I call each one of them a boss, and I think that we need to put that in our vocabulary. I tell them that they're the boss of your body, so you got to watch what you eat. You got to watch what you do because you break your leg, break your finger, hurt yourself. You won't be able to function like that. So you're the boss of your decisions. Even though I teach basketball, I do give them life, something that they can take home with them, that they the boss. You over your decisions. You over the way that you do things and all that. So it really has kind of really fell on them because we used to say 1, 2, 3 team, and then now they say 1, 2, 3 boss. Yeah, and so I'm blessed to even be a part of that right there, and I think that they will. One game I said, man, when they 55 years, I'm 44. Well, I said when they 44 years old, they're gonna remember that boss.
Yeah.
And so it's a thing that we have to let these kids know that the decision making, you have to make your own decisions because a lot of them, parents got to work and not at home, so you got to make the right decision. And I was the oldest of brothers, so I had to make the right decision all the time. My mom said, "You the leader," so I couldn't turn the stove off. I'm gonna wash the dishes. And, you just make the right decisions. And I got a chance to do that. And a lot of these kids that I'm coaching right now, they are, they're in some situations. And I am not saying that everybody's in situations. And like I said, I adapt. And instead of talking about my community, I'm trying to help it. Start putting a Band-Aid on it. The Band-Aid will start the healing, I think.
So, speaking of community, we do have a community forum that we have every fourth Tuesday of the month. And what we're noticing is that there are people coming, slowly but surely they're coming. The word is getting out and everything like that. But what we're noticing is there is a need for community. There's a need for, young men and people like yourself, mentors, to come together and strategize and make a plan of action to get to those young men and to, be that influence and everything like that. How important is bringing the community together in order to create that plan of action to begin that process of really ripping the band-aid off and begin that healing process?
Yeah. It's very important. It's like it's very important. I mean, I've been to churches. I went to different men fellowships, and I went to talk to some females, lady groups, and it's very important because at the time, what happened too is that everybody that made those good decisions as being boss, female or male, we go to the neighborhoods with the sidewalks, and we leave the neighborhoods that don't have the sidewalk. They have the ditches and stuff like that. So what the community have to do is let the kids see that they can be more. They not just have to be a rapper to be successful. We need to have more people, but at the community, at one time, that's all you seen in the community. You could be able to see a plumber, you be able to, mama, grandma and them used to be able to call anybody that needs something to work on the house. They had somebody that, the doctor, it was right in the community, but we had doctors, we had lawyers that was right up the street from us. But right now we got to go to Google, or we have to go to something to find successful people of our skin color to be to get in touch with them and in a realm, and then the only time that you could talk to them if you have finance, you have to have money to even talk to them. So they're not leaving any nice houses and any nice communities for to come where we are, and so the kids are seeing less of that, and the community needs people to be able to be not just come out there and just talk about it. They need to just do it. I mean, we need to come back. I know everybody's not going to move back to these neighborhoods. Of course, because of the way that it is right now, you'll be putting your life and your children's lives in jeopardy because of the way that it is right now, especially in our community in Louisiana. They call us a crab in the bucket, but it's more of a just it just straight. You got it. You don't. You don't do what we do. You're a square or whatever, and so that could escalate to you losing your life just because you do something different. So I understand why a lot of people in our community don't come back, but we should come back. It's very important for our kids to see successful people. Like in Atlanta, they have way more people other than just music artists is something that you can see that's successful, and I think that helps draw not everyone, but it draws more in that direction of success. To see success, I gotta see it. You can put it in a book; it's hidden from us. You know, reading the magazine, the news. We hardly even watch the news now, so they have to see it. That's my opinion, that we have to show them. And that's why I moved back to my community and I'm starting my business, bringing it right there, putting my signs up, and I'm just taking a chance, because they really need it. And I need them too, because I'm a man with daughters, and I want them to have a husband one day, a good husband, somebody.
Good man.
Yeah, I want them to have that. So how I can say I want my children to have this without sprinkling some seeds down there that they making, maybe it can, later on in life could be good. And so community is very important. The people that are participating in the group, I would love to participate as much as I can. But like I said, I got the team, I got the building, the business, and it's real important for us to do it. And just adding one, two, add another one is three. So eventually we'll get there. I think that the churches are getting more into it. But like I said, a lot of people are afraid from the news and the things that actually happen. But people have been dying out every year since we started been living.
Right.
And crime has always been here. So we just got to just knock it off and just do what we have to do. Because some of these kids are really just good kids. And some of them not. Some of them not.
Need some guidance.
Yeah, they really need guidance. And these guys that's coming out of the prison system, they caught up in it. They caught up in it because at one time I was in it and I had a chance, but I had to do my time. After you do your time, then you still have to do time because you don't realize you still have to be on probation, on parole. But not only that, they make you have to have an application that, well, all right, we're going to give you, you can't get a tweet card or you can't get a passport to have 3 or 4 years of not getting in trouble after your conviction. So that makes it even more pressure on you because you still have to be a supplier. You have to be a person that take care of yourself or help take care of your family. So you got to wait 3 years or 4 years to you show them proving that you can control yourself and not get another conviction on your record. So that's why I'm pushing for the business, because maybe they might have a man that come home and he really want to make a change, but these guidelines and stuff that we have is making them hard to even want to change. After you go a year filling out applications and they tell you that you can't pass a background check, and I mean, what you gonna go back to? And we don't have our own businesses right now where we could give them a chance. So, I mean, it's hard right now. It's hard for our community, and it's just a trap.
In the Ready for Life project, we are partnering with black business owners, men like yourself, to give the mentees, the participants of this program, a chance to get their trade, a chance to, have the opportunity to learn something so that they can use it for themselves. Do you think more entrepreneurs and more business owners should be involved?
Yes, I really do think they should be involved, and just give them wisdom. If you can't give them a job, just give them wisdom. Just start. Maybe this guy might be a talented guy, because a lot of these guys that's all coming out the system, they are going in there and getting trades. But they also have so much red tape where they tell them that they can't pass a background check. Well, that will come on to me. Well, you got a trade? Go to this school, this program right here. Instead of trying to get a job for these people, open your own business. Open your own business. Go to the Secretary of State, open your own business. And it don't ask you for a background check on that. You don't have to have a background check to open your own business. And that's just a little information that right there could sprinkle in and open up and make them, well, wow, I didn't know that, you know? Because they'll go to a nightclub, spend $100, $200, $1,000, and then they don't even know that they can start a LLC with $100. And see, that's what the business owners, I think that we need to not be like, oh, well, yeah, I got it. I'm good. I got my business and stuff. I'm not about to do this because he's gonna be my competition. And I think that's what we have in this community. I mean, we have a mentality in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, that even in the business world, we can't get along almost. I mean, serious. And but business owners are definitely really an important part of our communities. And like right now, it's a good time to have business, and we need to speak to these kids and speak to these young people, and even not just men, the females, because they are the most populated persons in our state, and they the ones that having the kids, and they's the one that raising the kids. So I think that they just as important as anything that's coming out there too, because these kids really just need the right guidance, and then a person will feel a little better if they make a little bit of money. They can afford their own bills. They don't have to beg. They don't have to go fill out forms and different stuff like that. I think a lot of us get caught up in this trap, and we get misguided, and we just keep going on the wrong path. So I think that business owners like me should step up and just give. If you got knowledge, I ain't saying for to break it all the way down, but give them a roadway to travel on.
So we do at RRM, we appreciate people like you who are very involved in the community, who do, the actual work. A lot of times, we see people, like you said, talking about it, and we are all about making action and putting in that effort. So we do thank you for your time and for your efforts,
Well,
for your interview.
and yes, I really don't like the pats on the back, because I
Yeah.
think that at the end of the day, I'm not a politician. I'm not doing it for the camera. I'm really doing it because I really love my people. I love Louisiana. I love Baton Rouge. I was born on Earl K. Long. They done tore our hospital down. But I mean, it's really, I'm really so Louisiana. You know, I worked at the Superdome picking up popcorn, riding the bus, just and from being the person that go and pick up the popcorn after the game over with to being in the stands on the plaza, it was a great thing to see, and I would love for other people to be able to have that opportunity. You know, I worked after the hurricanes when Gustav hit our city. I worked every day until we got all the trees out the way, and so we could be able to get our roadways. So I'm so Louisiana, and I really want to make a change. I really don't. I really want to make a change. I just don't. I mean, I'm not in for the pat on the back. I'm doing it because, like I said, it's hard, but I would love to have some help. I would love to have some help. So if y'all looking at this and y'all business owners or y'all well off or y'all wherever state of life you in, you can definitely make it influence and you can make a change because it's time for to make a change. And just do it. You know, just do it. Just do it for your community. I mean, I know it's a lot, especially when you got your own kids that you do it. Because I share my time with my family, still raising my family, and then sharing me with them. And sometimes I have to catch myself and say, wait, if I'm spending too much time with them, it ain't doing with mine because you want to keep that balance. But at the end of the day, you should want to sow good seeds in your life. You know, the money will come, the money gonna go. But some things that need to just be left on. And with COVID going and we lost a lot of wisdom, I feel like we were responsible. We the next ones up to be able to try to
Make a change.
make a change. Put that band-aid on, like you said. We're gonna pull that band-aid off and start letting that wound heal. Let that wound heal.
Well, we do thank you for your time and everything. For anyone who's watching this, if you want to be a part of our mentorship, if you yourself or you know anybody who wants to be a participant, a mentee, all of the information is down below. We thank you for watching and tuning in to this interview. Check out our other interviews as well. And if you want to be a part of our interview series, then just check our website out as well or email us at info@rrministriesinc.org. We will see you in our next one.